there, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to be coloring the new My Favorite Things Sweet Holiday Penguins stamps. I thought these were super cute. This is a card kit, so if you're interested in that, I'll put a link to it down in the description box if you'd like to head over and pick it up. In the card kit, you will get all 3 of these cards, so you make 1 of each. You will also get the stamp set and the coordinating dies to cut them out. You know, I hate fussy cutting, so I thought this time we would go ahead and pick up the stamp set and the die so that you could cut these little adorable penguins out. You can also do, in your card kit, you're going to get the 3 tags here, but you could totally decide which sentiment you wanted to use on your card, or you can also choose which of the little penguins you want to use. There's also a little penguin that is holding a wreath and one with a present if you wanted to add that to your card instead of one of these 3 that I used. So I went ahead and I stamped my images that I'm going to color on some Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock. So let's color. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use these colors today. We're going to use C97520. Our color of the splendor are 29 and 27, YR16, YR12, Y26, and YG03. So we're going to use all of these colors on all the penguins or periodically on different spots. So just so I don't have to show you in between each penguin because it's going to be really fast, I'm just going to show them all to you now. Alright, so let's go ahead and do our darkest stuff first. So let's go ahead and do C9. And let's go ahead and start on this little guy right here. So I'm going to go ahead and brush my C9 right along the bottom of this cutie right here. And then up here where it's kind of going underneath of his hat. And then I'm going to bring it down along his face, or the little fur for his face. Brush up from his nose a little bit. And then we're going to come right back around over the top of his little eyebrows right here. And then I'm going to bring this color up underneath of his hat. That. And then for this wing, we're going to go to the bottom of this wing. These images are really super fast and easy to color, so you're not going to need to take much time at all. Like that. And then let's go ahead and bring this color right next to his little belly right here. Okay, and then we're going to do 07 or C7 next. So I brush right over the top of my 9. Kind of fill in that line a little bit. And since this one's on the side, I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. And then we're going to brush this. And since it comes over towards his little face, kind of blocks it right there, I'm going to bring it up more underneath right here. And then we're going to come around and this way. See how quick and easy these are? You can whip these out in no time. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill it in with my 5. And since it's my last color, I tend to go over the entire black area. So I fill it in and then I swipe over the rest of it just to kind of soften all of those edges. And if you wanted him to be darker, you just go ahead and go right over them with a second coat. I'm going to leave him like that for time-wise. So for this one over here, same thing. We're going to go right over the top of this little eyebrow, up underneath of his hat. We're going to go along his beak, over the top of that little eyebrow, or his face, and around this little peak. And then I'm going to do a little bit underneath of his hat right here. And then we're going to have his little fin. A little bit on his back right there. Okay, and then we're going to go with C7. So again, I want to go right over the edge of my 9. Fill this little corner in. Go up on his little fin. And look around on his back. And then we're going to go with C5. So I'm going to go fill this in. And then I again swipe over the rest of his fin, or the rest of the black area. I like to smooth it out, so I tend to go just swipe over it with my pen the whole way. And I'm not liking the back of that one, so I'm going to go back over with my C9 and give it a second coat. And then we'll add some 7. We'll just darken him up. Adding a second coat will make him a little bit darker and soften some of those edges. And then we'll just fill it in with our 5. Quick and easy, right? Okay, then leave this cute little guy. So again, grab your C9 first. Outline his belly. Come around the outside. Bottom of his little fin. And then up here we're going to go right along the edges and outline. I give a little extra right here in the middle over his little beak. And then we'll go over the top of his little eyebrows. And then we're going to add our C7 next. So because I have these sides are pretty small, I'm going to go ahead and fill this section in. And then we'll add some to his fins. And I'm probably going to give him 2 coats, so I'm not worried if he's looking a little too shabby. And then we'll fill it in with our C5. Yep, he's going to need 2 coats. And next we'll do C7 for a second coat. And then we'll fill it in with our C5. Quick and easy, right? Okay, next we are going to go with C2. So we got to do our white section. So C2. So for his little body here, I'm going to go over the top, kind of really close to his eyebrow here. I'm trying to keep my line not huge. I want it to be kind of skinny. Then kind of pull it in here and then go down. And then I'm going to fatten it up down here at the bottom. So do skinny. Here. That. And then I take my C0 and I go right over the edge of that line. So I don't want to go out too much further, so I'm just going to do a little bit. but I'm going right over the edge of my previous color. And then I take my colorless blender and I just swipe over the middle or over those lines. I try not to get it on my black because we don't want to mess with that, but we want to kind of soften it in the middle part. And once it dries, you will hardly see that. Okay, then we'll go over here and we'll do C2 for this little guy. So again, let's go, since he's kind of facing this way, let's go from his eyebrow down to his beak. Same for this one. And since his belly's poking out right here, I'm going to leave that white too. Then we'll add our C0. So again, I'm just going over the edge just a little bit. And then you use your colorless blender to soften that edge. So I just kind of swirl it around over the top of both of those colors and drag it out here into my white space. Nothing fancy. Next we'll do this guy. So again, do C2. So we're going to go with right next to his eye and around over here, down. He's got quite a bit down here, so let's go under here and underneath of his arm. And then we'll soften it with C0. So I'm just making sure to go over the edge. And then we'll take our colorless blender and kind of swirl in a circle around both of those colors. So I just keep my pen in the white space and swirl it around inside there. Okay, next we're going to do our beak and our feet. So we're going to do YR16. And for this one, I'm going to do underneath, kind of in the back, and leave a little bit in the front. And then we got his beak up here, so let's do the bottom lip. And then I just kind of outline this top spot and leave like a little dot for my lightest color in there. Okay, and then we're going to go over here to this one. So same thing, let's do this back section. And then for this foot, I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom. And then we'll do the bottom lip, the bottom beak. And then again, like the other one, we're going to go around and kind of outline it and leave a little dot in the center. And this one, we'll do the back. And this one's got a little bit of the back showing, and then a part of the foot, so let's do a little bit in there. And then the bottom of his beak, and again a little outline around on his beak to make a little white spot there in the top. Okay, and then we're going to take our YR12 to fill that in, so I'm just going to brush right over that little spot I left. These are pretty small, so you don't really have to worry too much about getting it wrong. You could whip up a bunch of these in no time. Let's go ahead and do these two's hats. I should have done those when I did the white, but we'll just go ahead and do them now. So for my C2, there's a bunch of little dots already right here, so I kind of concentrated putting some dots in there. I'm just kind of doing like some half C's. And I'm going to add a few in here just so that I can add a little bit of texture. And we'll do the same thing for this one over here. So she's got some dots over here, so I'm going to add some little C's in there. And then some C's over here. And then right where this little ball is touching, I'm going to add a few little bitty C's in there. Or little dots. You can do little dots too. And then we'll add C0 over that. So we're just going to add a few more little swirls or squiggles or whatever you want to call them in here. That. And this side. We're trying to keep these less complicated. We want to whip these out in no time. And then you're going to take your colorless blender and you're going to just swirl right over those entire colors. Nothing fancy. Just doing a little circle motion right over the top. Let's hop over here and do this one right here. Okay. So, for this little package right here, we're going to use YGO3 and we're going to color this package in. And we're going to color this package in. And if you swipe over the top of that bow, it's not going to matter because we are going to paint it red. So do not stress if you've got some on there. I'm just going to make this. I'm going to give this bottom one a little extra coat because that way it'll be a little bit darker. I'll do that up here with this one too. And then we're going to take our Y26 and we're going to color this package in. Quick and easy. And this one I went out of the line, so I'm just going to take my colorless blender and I'm just going to give it a little swipe here to push that back in there. And again, on this little package bow, we're going to color it red, so if you colored it in like I did, don't worry about that. Next, we're going to do, nope, we're going to do 27 first. We're going to do it the easy way. So we're going to do R27. So let's go ahead and swipe right on this bow. And this one's pretty skinny, so be careful when you're going up here painting this one. Because if you get out of the lines, red's not so forgiving. It doesn't just push back in with a colorless blender like we would like. Okay, then I'm going to take my 29 and I'm going to darken it up. So let's go ahead and darken this bottom stripe on our package. And maybe a couple of these little swipes on this bow. You could totally do them with just R27 too. That's not going to matter. Okay, then we'll take our 27 again. And let's go ahead and fill in this hat. So nothing fancy, I'm just painting it in. And I'm going to go ahead and hop over here and do this one too. Then we're going to take our 29 to add a little bit of shadow. So since this guy's facing this way, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit over here on this half. Just darken up a little bit. You could totally just do it with the 27. It doesn't need to be all fancied up. These are supposed to be quick. And then let's add a little bit of dark to this one or leave it. It's totally up to you. And then that leaves us with this little candy cane. So I'm going to do my 27 and I'm going to pick every other one. So let's go ahead and start with this one. And just work our way up. Like that. And then if you want to add some shadows, you can take your 29. I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit extra on that bottom one since it's just a small spot. I'm doing about halfway up. Let's do this half because it's turned over, and then I'm going to do that bottom one. And then for the candy cane, the other sections, let's do C2. So I'm going to give the bottom of each one of these just a little bit of a swipe. Not too much. We don't want it to be, I want it to still feel like it's white. And then I'm going to soften the edge with my C0. So again, I'm not brushing the entire section, I'm just brushing a little bit more on top of that edge. And then I'm going to leave the edges white. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut them out. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I used the coordinating dies that come with your card kit to cut out my little penguins here, so they're all ready to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a green Spica glitter pen and add it to the dots on my packages. And you could use whatever color you wanted. And then I'm going to take the gold glitter pen and I'm just going to add a little bit to this gold package just to make it a little bit shiny and sparkly. could also use a clear one and just go over the top of those. So in your card kit, you're going to get enough supplies to make 3 cards. So you're going to get some paper to stamp whichever penguins you want, and then you're going to get each of these little tags. So you've got one here that's got like a little speech bubble, and then this one is a little flag, and it's got little stitching on the outside, like little pierced holes. And then this one is the same thing, only it's twice as big. So you could totally choose. I went ahead and used my embossing buddy and then used some white embossing powder to stamp my images or to emboss them, and I used some Versamark to stamp them and then emboss them. But even this bigger, this only one that's not going to fit is this bigger one that says you're the best gift I've ever received. Isn't going to fit on this tag, but all of these other tags or these other sentiments are going to fit on these tags. So you could totally pick whichever one you wanted. Those are just ones I picked. So also in your card kit, you're going to get 3 of these little cutouts with fa la 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 la. And I did order a couple extra of these dies, and those are also on the store blog if you want to pick that up. You're going to get the card backs to make 3 cards, and then you're going to get 3 different colors of paper, so you can pick whatever color you want to use. So let's go ahead and put one of these together. So let's do this one and this green one. And how about this big one right here? And then you could totally switch up these penguins and do whichever one you wanted. So I think I'll switch it this time. Last time I did this little cutie right here, because what other sentiment did I pick? I picked Sweet Holiday Wishes. So I thought the Sweet Holiday Wishes kind of went with this one here with the little candy cane. And this one says, "You bring me joy." So I kind of like it that it goes with this one, because he's kind of bringing packages, so it's kind of you're bringing me joy, so it kind of makes me feel that way. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of this and I'm going to put some pop dots on the back. So I'm just going to pop it up here, and you could put as many as you wanted, but I'm going to put a couple here in the middle to hold it up too. You could also totally make this a shaker card by, instead of putting the pop dots on here, you put a piece of acetate on the back of this fa la la piece, and then add the pop dots on top of that, so that you have a couple of layers, so this will pop up off the page. So then we'll go ahead and take these little papers off. That always takes me the longest, it seems like. But I just popped it up off the back, so it looked like it has some dimension when it was on the front of your card. Get off there. These things are such a pill. Okay, so I went like that, and then I took this piece and I put it on the back. So it should fit in between the little stitching that's on the back that you can see. And you could use this side too if you like that side. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to make sure your card is opening the direction you want. Otherwise, I would put it on there upside down, and that wouldn't be very good. Now would it? Okay, and then you can add some kind of glue to the back of this. And then you're going to stick this on here. Let's see, if you did an acetate piece behind this, you could pop this up, and then you could put shaker bits back behind this thing, and it would be pretty easy because you could just go around in a square around the outside, just dump some stuff in there. So next we're going to do this little sentiment. And I think I'm going to have it go in the middle of 2 of these and kind of hang off the side here, but I don't want it to go past this, so it'll fit in the envelope, so I'm going to make sure that it fits on here. And then I think I will pop this little dude up. Just give him a couple of little pop dots, like so. And then put him over here. He's gonna be doing something. Let's see. Kind of have him go off the side a little bit too, maybe. Like that. And there you go. You got a quick and easy card and ready to go. So I really love this stamp set. This is going to be totally awesome to do this little stamp set and make a ton of little cards in no time at all. So I'll go ahead and put a link to the card kit down in the description box in case you would like to pick it up. And remember, you're going to be able to do 3 different cards for this time. You're going to do that one and this cutie here with the packages, and then this one. So leave me a comment down below if you have a question. I'll make sure to get back to you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the little bell too, so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Otherwise, I hope you are having a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!